get to the gameplay of Atomic Heart, because I'm super excited to keep playing it. Atomic Heart has been incredibly fun. I mean, just, it's awesome. It's so cool. There's a couple of problems. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't like the melee, like, at all. Melee, not a big fan. Meh. But so far, like, the weapons, the powers, everything's been pretty cool. So, no hate. Love the entire, like, whoosh. When you do your hand, you go whoosh, and then, like, everything gets sucked into your tentacle hole in your hand. I love it. All right. But I'll tell you what, let's check this out first, and then we'll go ahead and get some gameplay in, okay? Sunny V2, YouTubers who ruined their image with one single video. Let me go ahead and boop, boop, boop. I'm going to go ahead and post a link as well on the chat so everyone can either follow along or, just go drop them a like, because they deserve it. Drop them a subscribe. Trust me, these YouTubers put a lot of work into all this stuff. Also, the Act Man is going to be our next video as well. All right, so let's go ahead and watch YouTubers who ruin their image in one single video, my dude. Or, as I like to call it, make sure you don't do any of this stuff. I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to play it like this, just because it makes editing and stuff later on easier. And, of course, I won't be blocking as much from you guys, okay? Bam.
These 8 YouTubers did irreversible
Please
damage
let me know
to
how
their
the audio
channel
is,
with
if it's a
one
little too
single
loud, a
video.
little too high,
And we're going to
whatever.
begin by talking about
Okay,
whose
I'm sorry,
entire
John.
career
Cool.
came to an end as a result of an upload titled "My Girlfriend Alexia Died, Rest in Paradise."
Last night we lost Alexia.
Goodness.
Around 11 p.m. I got a call from her parents telling me what happened.
J-Station stated that his girlfriend Alexia had gotten into a car crash and as a result had tragically passed away. J-Station would
This
also
one's starting
guide his
heavy.
girlfriend Laurel on the side of the road.
Didn't expect this. I thought we were here for haha funnies.
I'm getting so emotional just being on this road.
Where J-Station seemed so emotional that he could barely get out of the car to look.
Hey man, everything's gonna be okay. Let's just go say the final goodbye for her. Everything's gonna be okay.
I don't know if I can do this.
However, his extremely emotional state here ran contrary to a video that he'd post 3 days later, titled "Dead Girlfriend Ouija Board Challenge at 3
What?
a.m.
Oh, you're a garbage person. What? You're genuinely using your dead girlfriend for content.
in which he couldn't stop smiling.
We're doing the Ouija board challenge on my dead girlfriend.
But Ouija board doesn't even oh my goodness. Ouija board has a demon in it. Oh my goodness. Don't use a Ouija board. The lore behind a Ouija board is that inside the little triangle thing, that thing holds a literal demon in it. That's supposed to be the quote-unquote freaking, like, catch of the Ouija board, and you use that demon to communicate with the dead. In other words, don't trust anything from a Ouija board. But, of course, further beyond that, if you genuinely want to summon your girlfriend, don't do it with a demon. Anyone that loves or cares about me, if you ever try to summon me with a Ouija board, I hate you. Don't bring me into this demon voodoo stuff, all right? I don't like it. But then on top of one like equals one prayer. Wow, this guy's horrible. Why would you do this?
Now, guys, 1 like equals 1 prayer for Alexia, guys.
Bro, you're the only person here who needs to pray. What are you talking about?
J-Station's complete lack of emotion in this new video led fellow Canadian YouTuber Some Ordinary Gamers to call the Canadian police and see if
Yes!
Alexia Morano had recently passed away.
No, I don't have anything by that name on the system. No.
Oh, I was gonna start accusing him of murdering his girlfriend for content. I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Nobody by that name specifically has suffered any form of death, right?
No, I haven't
What?
here, but there's no death in that.
As mentioned by the police officer, nobody by the name of Alexia had died, and after other channels such as Penguin Zero covered the story,
faking girlfriend's death for views? Was this chick ever real? Did someone?
Alexia
What do you
came
mean?
forward to confirm that she was
Ah!
alive.
What?
I'm sure a lot of you are really confused as to what's going
Yeah. Did it work? Did he summon you with the Ouija board? Demon. She's back as a demon. Calling it.
on right now.
Demon girlfriend.
Between me and Jay and the videos.
This is why you don't use a Ouija board. Because you're going to bring me back as a demon. That's just, come on, guys. Has no one seen Paranormal Activity?
that he
Jeez.
posted.
Alexia would go on to explain that she had nothing to do with the J Station videos.
I was not a part of any of them. It was just Jay, and I didn't even know what he was gonna say in those videos before he posted them.
And as a result, the two had broken up.
I felt like he was constantly being mean to me for some reason. The times that he was mean to me, it's just like he was so mean.
However, J Station then clapped back by showing
Dude,
Alexia
he is
helping
such a
out with the
horrible
videos
person.
before trying to expose Alexia as being the crazy one out of the pair.
You are honest to God crazy.
I have been a good person to you, Alexia.
You're a trash human being.
Dude, you faked her death. This is supposed to be the bad side of her? You faked her death! Even if she helped you record the whole thing, right? That makes her an accomplice. That makes her a terrible, bad person. If she knew about this and faked her own death alongside you, terrible, terrible person. Not gonna argue there. What is this show?
Look online, everybody hates you, Jay.
This
I
one
agree with
original
her.
video
This is the correct response to somebody faking your death.
didn't only lead to the collapse of their relationship, but it would also eventually result in J Station's entire channel being deleted. Therefore,
Good.
J Station probably should have gotten some advice from Sam Pepper, who had already ruined his image by posting
okay,
a
I know
fake
about this.
video. It went
This is, oh my goodness. I've made this point before. If anybody's ever seen the prank they did, like Rooster Teeth did on Blaine Gibson with the Star Wars thing, where they had him, they literally lied to him and told him they had a, private screening of the new Star Wars movie. Like, I think it was episode 9, which, nowadays, no one's happy about it. But at the time, everyone was excited, right? And they lied to him and faked the entire thing all the way to the point where they got a movie theater and had him sit down and they basically rickrolled him at a movie theater. That's how large this prank was. And the poor dude, such a champion, such a hard dude, right? He always puts up this face of I'm the Chad, but he's a really nerdy guy, but he's got that Chad spirit, And anyway, the dude almost was tearing up. You could just see how destroyed he was. And that's why I've always been look, man, pranks can be very funny. Pranks can be super awesome. I don't know what a prank is anymore. Because everyone has, these terrible, examples of what a prank should be. And this right here is, one of the worst examples I've seen of a quote-unquote prank. The only thing worse than this is those two idiots that ran at a dude with a knife and got shot. Yeah, that happened. Two dudes decided to run at a dude with a cleaver and found out he was carrying, which is
now infamous
a whole other. I wonder if that's going to show up in this one.
It began with Sam stating this.
Oh man!
To his best friend of 5 years being killed in front of him.
The premise of the prank was that two friends.
Yeah,
get
Sam
taken
Pepper's
to
a
rooftop
garbage
where
human
one of the
being.
friends who was in on the prank.
I would have
is shot
stopped
with a
being friends
fake
with him
gun to
immediately.
See how the other friend will react. Even though they eventually revealed that the whole thing was one giant prank, the absolute magnitude of the stunt helped it to go viral, racking up over 9 million views in a little over 3.
I'm gonna be real with you. Even if it's fake, that dude's gonna be scarred for life, bro. He's never gonna trust a pillowcase. He's never gonna trust. He's gonna be like, no, it's the time they put a bag on my head. He's never gonna trust a freaking car pulling up. Hey, no. Oh my goodness. Poor guy.
Backlash. It was obvious that Sam didn't care about the controversy in the beginning, as he'd respond to the drama by promising to delete his YouTube channel if he was donated 1.5 million on GoFundMe.
Garbage person.
Steep here, $1.5 million.
I just thought if everyone hates my channel so much, they gotta put that money where their mouth is,
Yet this only seemed to add more fuel
What
to the
money?
fire, as he was
Put your money where their mouth is. Nobody's paying you. You get ad revenue. What are you talking about?
still getting heavy backlash.
That's not that should not where you should be worried about. You should be worried about being demonetized and about sponsors hating you.
Over 3 months later, at which point it became all too much.
Because there's no money to be made on YouTube, really.
Sam Pepper would
as far as ad revenue goes, or at least it's going to be a very small amount of it. If you actually want to do this as a full-time
upload titled "I'm Sorry," in which he'd come forward and
you need Patreons, you need super chats, you need Twitch. It's impossible.
I've been stupid. You know exactly what I'm going to say now. Of course, it was fake.
However, the damage had already been done, and while Sam Pepper has
every apology video is always the worst thing ever.
His channel never.
Normally, from what I've seen, apology videos, it's better if you just kept your mouth shut. Frankly,
recovered after posting the.
It never helps. You're never going to prove your point or whatever. It's just not gonna work.
Video of her mistreating her dog.
Oh, you're the lady that started I don't know if she punched her dog, but it was like pretty messed up.
In the lead up to posting the video,
like it's one thing if you're like a bad owner to your dog, but she literally was a bad owner and used the dog for like points. You get me? I don't like this chick.
Subscribers, which, as you can see from the videos on her channel, had been aided by her pet Doberman named Sphinx. Brooke always put up the facade that she loved her dog more than anything else.
And I'll be real with you, it's a big reason why, even though I do mention Deku a lot, I really don't want to ever post anything with Deku in it. He's my boy. I love him. He's living his life. He's over there chilling. Like, I don't need him to ever, like, I don't know.
Obviously, me and my dog are really
It's the same thing with kids. I don't understand that whole concept either.
25/8, am I right?
However, less than a month after stating this, on the 6th of August
25/8, girl, you do not know how to do math.
Brooke would accidentally upload a
clock
full
is broken.
uncut clip
Calendar's
of her
all
pranking
kinds
the
of messed
dog
up.
while treating it like absolute garbage.
Now, anybody out there that wants to get a big boy like this dog, this is pretty standard. These dogs are huge. They're big, and they're used to always chomping, nibbling, munching on stuff. It's incredibly, incredibly common for dogs to be super bitey when they're big like this. That's why there's all kinds of things you can do. You buy them tough toys that they can really get that anxiety out and chew it all up. If they start to nip at you or anything like that, you very calmly take them to, like, I don't want to say safe space, but you take them to somewhere they can hang out. They like it. They're my dog, Deku, loves the rug. The rug is it's his kingdom. It's his favorite thing to, like, rub his face and, yeah, you know. He loves it. And so I take him there. I give him his favorite chew toys. He loves it when they squeak, and he just gets all that chewy anxiety out of it. I don't know why this lady couldn't just, like, take the time to play with the dog, get rid of all that energy, take him for a walk, something, and then record your video. And the only reason I bring all this up is because I had so many discussions with my friends and stuff about when this happened. Ugh.
As the video began to spread throughout social media, almost every single news outlet wrote an article on the story, prompting a Change.org petition titled
I won't pause any
Bookouts from YouTube.
I'll refrain from pausing too much.
67,000 signatures. Peter would also take to Twitter in a post hoping that
those things never work anyways.
Yet incredibly, her channel remained.
Oh, Peter got involved. I forgot about that.
A bizarre apology video about a month after the original incident.
First, I want to start this video by saying thank you. I just want to genuinely say thank you.
Although this video did
you have to have, remember, dogs are like to a certain degree. They're like children. You have to have a lot of patience, my dude. It's
her image.
It comes with the territory.
After taking a 7-month break from the platform, she'd return with an upload titled Where I've Been, which received an impressively terrible 98% dislike ratio, solidifying just how much damage this one video had done. However, at least Brooke was never arrested for the controversy, as when Count Dankula posted a 2-minute 23-second clip of
Count
his
Dankula.
End up
oh goodness! Genuinely, I don't know this.
2016, and the premise was as follows.
Girlfriend.
Okay, that makes sense. If it was from like 2016, that makes sense. I really only started YouTube back in like 2015.
Always ranting and raving.
So I wouldn't have really, I wasn't really too much into the community at that time.
So I thought I would turn them into the least cute thing that I could think of.
In order to achieve this,
Oh, now I remember. The pug!
Taught his dog a very controversial salute, with the video racking up 2 million views in the weeks after it was uploaded.
He taught his pug how to hail. I won't say who.
The video was seen as a bit of comedic fun. However, on the 18th of February 2017, approximately 10 months later, Count Dankula would post a picture to Twitter confirming that he'd been arrested and would have to appear in court for posting the video. 5 months later, Count Dankula would take to Twitter.
I didn't know the human side of things. I just remember that poor pug being everywhere and people outraged, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Judge, but it will be an open trial, as in members of the public can attend, and as a result.
Bro, I should have been reacting to stuff back then. I could have reacted to that live. I just started doing YouTube at the time.
Fans showed their support at the trial. However, this didn't seem to have any impact on the decision made by the judge, who ruled Count Dankula guilty and ordered him to pay a $1,000 fine. The judge stated, as a matter of law, the test is not whether the video was offensive, but whether it was grossly offensive. I concluded that your video was not just offensive, but grossly so, as well as menacing. Count Dankula was able to overcome this hiccup and still maintains his popularity on YouTube up until this day. However, the same.
Wow. I'll tell you this much. Joke was, Joke may have been in bad taste. Joke was not funny enough to. like the joke didn't. Oh goodness, the funniness. I don't even know how to say this. The comedy to like repercussion consequences value on that joke was terrible, and you should have never made the joke. Bad decision, bad joke, right? But mad respect to the grind, my dude. You're still on it. You're still doing it, dude. I think Asmon made the best point. Do not apologize. Make better content. Like that's the only way to apologize. Stop. Like move on from it. But goodness. Wow, okay. Jeez. Stop using your animals for entertainment purposes, please. That's not their purpose.
Same can't be said for the Try Guys member Ned Fulmer, whose entire career came to a crashing end after
Still
a
little
single
sick,
video
sorry.
was posted.
I'm gonna have to make myself a Theraflu or whatever the frig it's called a little
Ned
bit later. A
cheating
little
on
tea.
his wife. The girl in the video was fellow BuzzFeed employee Alex Herring, who had been in
Okay.
BuzzFeed videos with Ned before, and after the original screenshot.
Oh goodness, can I just say I'm not a huge fan of BuzzFeed. I'm sure all of you agree, or the vast majority of people seem to be on the same.
To confirm that Ned and Alex had been seeing each other behind the scenes. The event was so scandalous not only because Ned, his wife, and Alex were all public figures, but because Ned's main shtick within the videos was that he loved his wife so much and was therefore extremely dedicated to the marriage. Ned was literally known as the wife guy and would constantly talk about his
I honestly didn't know like a lot about this situation for that. Like I'm not a big fan. I don't really watch their stuff, but I didn't know a lot about this stuff. So it was a very interesting thing to see. I mean, I feel like this is a no-brainer, but you know, don't cheat on someone. My personal look on it has always been, if you fell in love with two people, stick with the second one. Stick with the second one you fell in love with, not the first one. Leave the first one and let them have their own lives, because you would have never fallen in love with another person if you genuinely love that first person. Just saying, putting that out there for y'all.
Wife and how much he loved her, to the point where people have made.
P.S. That's a Johnny Depp line. I'm pretty sure, or at least I saw it on some freaking somebody probably misquoted or something. But no, I'm gonna misquote it.
Compilations on YouTube of him mentioning her. As a result of the scandal, Ned was fired from his high status position as one of the Try Guys, which was followed by.
P.S. Just pointing this guy. I love him. Oh my goodness. His fashion sense is, from the little bit that I've seen, I love everything about him. Also, that stare.
Try Guys. We found that Ned had
you could genuinely tell. Like, this was a very genuine video,
we
I feel like.
knew that we could not move forward with him.
He's now been fired and has publicly embarrassed his wife and 2 children. Turns out Mr. Nice Guy Dependable isn't so nice and dependable after all. Ned Fulmer had months to stop his eventual collapse. However, PewDiePie wasn't quite so long.
Oh, this one.
After making a single joke.
I could already tell for the freaking clip. I mean, for the picture.
Media landscape forever. The video was titled,
yep, the beginning, where it all started to crumble.
I've discovered the greatest thing online, and it was posted on the 11th of January 2017. The premise was that PewDiePie was testing out the website Fiverr.
There's a website called Fiverr where you basically can ask
oh my goodness,
for
why?
For $5.
And therefore, as you might suspect, the video wasn't all that controversial in the beginning. He'd order a subscribe message from Jesus, pay to have his pictures photoshopped, and even had someone sing to him in Hebrew. However, it will be after PewDiePie.
I'll be real with y'all. As someone who has used Fiverr, amazing site, amazing people. It's great to be able to connect with so many creative and artistic people all around the world. Why would you do this, my dude?
I ordered from the guys dancing in the jungle.
It's something that I just can't wrap my head around why you would think this would be.
PewDiePie was given the opportunity to write a 5-word message, which the guys would hold up on a sign in the video. Well, PewDiePie decided to have a bit of fun with it and wrote an anti-Semitic phrase just to see if they'd do it. And as you can tell from PewDiePie's...
It's like, dude, they can barely speak the language. They don't understand what you're referencing at certain points. Like, of course they're gonna do it.
They most certainly did, leading PewDiePie to state this.
I didn't think they would actually do it. I feel partially responsible.
Partially? You did it. You literally hired them, made them do it, made the request. Like, you orchestrated the whole thing. Partially? It was entirely your fault. 110% your fault. That's the only, like, this is why apology videos are so bad, because they're not actually apology videos. You're just trying to minimize the impact,
well,
you know?
I didn't think they would actually.
It doesn't matter. I didn't think these people that I paid to do something would do it. What logic? Oh
Dynamic
goodness.
Or whatever.
I like.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I like PewDiePie. He's a cool dude. I don't really watch his videos, but all right, dude. From what I've seen, just what the decisions he makes
Don't get
are
the wrong
so.
idea. It was a funny meme.
Oh my
and
goodness.
I didn't think it would work. Okay.
Which was followed by the video
That's
being
not-
uploaded as usual. However, the response that the video generated certainly wasn't usual, as only 3 days later, articles began to pop up explaining that PewDiePie had been dropped by his
Understandable.
multi-channel network.
Completely understandable.
Upon seeing Disney drop PewDiePie, other advertisers such as Johnson & Johnson, the UK government, Coca-Cola, and Dr. Pepper removed all advertising from the
great
platform, fearing that
adpocalypse.
they might be put beside some unsavory content. In order to get these
And
advertisers
somehow PewDiePie caused a second apocalypse as well.
YouTube introduced the demonetization of non-family friendly content, leading some creators to instantly lose more than half of their revenue.
With us, our YouTube money was
Joe.
cut by more than 60%.
PewDiePie has since made a pretty good argument for why the adpocalypse wasn't really his fault. However, there was definitely no
I don't like I think I've seen that video. Oh, dude, 100%. You were the biggest influence on that. It's just your argument didn't really. It was very biased to a certain degree. I wouldn't even say it was very biased. Actually, that's probably wrong. But everything's gonna be biased. You just can't avoid that. But what I'm trying to say here is that you had such a huge impact because you were such a highlight and spotlight for the vast majority of people, and your name was so recognizable that the entirety of the mainstream media was able to latch on to the name alone and sort of really drag the entirety of YouTube as a platform down. Whether or not they deserve that is a completely separate conversation in my opinion, but yes, you impacted that a lot, dude.
Argument that Ryan Taylor could make after he'd post a completely unhinged video titled Nerf War in Toys R Us. The video began with the explanation that Toys R Us was closing down permanently, and therefore it would serve.
I don't think I've reacted to this, have I? Or did I just see this back then? I'm starting to genuinely wonder if I've already reacted to this video on stream. But if I haven't, I hate these dudes to the core of my being. As someone who's been an active manager for, not an active, but what am I saying? As someone who's been a manager of at this point 2 or 3 different stores, I hate you to the very core.
Serve as the perfect
This is the most frustrating thing ever.
Closed. However, for the exact
all
same
these
reason,
employees
the
have to
staff
clean
members
all
seem
this up.
completely unconcerned
They have to
about
take care of
keeping
all
it.
of this. The staff already is going through the emotional and mental stress of being fired, not being able to pay their rents, not being able to have job security, not being able to know when they're going to be able to get another check or even get a job. It's the most terrifying thing. Letting go of employees has always been one of my absolute nightmares, and this is freaking annoying.
Instantly,
and it does genuinely fill me with some hatred. Luckily, I personally have never had to make the decision to fire someone on my own and fire them specifically because I wanted to fire them. I've been fortunate enough that my employees have been quite nice and good, hardworking people. But I have been in that position where the higher ups tell you this has to happen, and it freaking sucks. So I can understand all these employees here are frustrated, they're mad. If I'm being genuine with you, if I knew I was getting fired tomorrow, I would have body slammed these freaking dudes. That's I'm just telling you that right off the bat. I would have called the police, have them escorted out. I would have these are genuine garbage human beings.
Bro, that's not gonna end good, I'm telling you right now.
Garbage human being. Garbage human being. You literally went in there and just assaulted the employees. You're a piece, YouTube, why can't I curse?
Which eventually resulted in them being kicked out and wrecking half of the store in the process.
If I had to put you on a scale, you belong
mixed
underneath
response.
cow dung, dude.
Some people saw it as a hilarious piece of entertainment, while others saw Ryan as nothing more than an idiot, messing with low-wage workers who
absolutely
were
garbage human being. Literally, the only people who genuinely like that or have it are just a bunch of teenagers, a bunch of edgelords who really think that somehow.
But while Ryan Taylor
did
had some
anything
support
beyond
for the
just make somebody's
controversial
life
video,
worse.
the same couldn't be be
like,
set for Logan
for no
Paul,
reason.
who quite possibly holds
Just to
the
be
gold
edgy.
trophy for the most damage done to a reputation as the result of one single video.
It's absolutely
Japan
cringe,
Forest
dude.
Vlog. 3 words that transport everybody back to the 31st
You
of
you
December
probably already know what I think about this.
2017, when Logan decided
Another
that he wanted
garbage
to
human
have
being
an
making a
unconventional
garbage decision
Eve.
with no respect to other human beings.
New Year's, slowing it down, like going somewhere that's really isolated. So we're in Tokyo, Japan, right? I figured this was the perfect time to do it because if you look to my right, low gang, I give you the Aoki Gahara.
Like, and what, like, I hate this because me and Chaos have been planning to go to Japan for a while now, and it's one of those dreams that we're hoping to make a reality. I don't know if this year, I don't know if the next year, but I'm surely going to be recording stuff. P.S. Any and all live footage is probably going to be done by Degenerate Weeb, and he's going to be the one doing all that stuff. I'm going to keep myself here on the streams. But Degenerate Weeb is going to be going out there. He is going to be a part of that trip, and he's going to be, like, recording that, filming it, just all kinds of cool stuff. Like, this kind of stuff really is what makes it very difficult and makes me have to think about whether or not I even want to do that kind of stuff. Because it's like...
After deciding to camp in the forest, Logan and his crew found someone who had recently passed away. And while Logan was extremely
now
serious,
it's just been, like, I feel like it's just been tainted to a certain degree. You know, it's like, if I do it, I don't want to do it for content. I want to do it because I want to share that experience with the audience and the fans. But then when you see stuff like this, it just, oh goodness.
In the beginning,
it leaves a
it
bad
wouldn't be
taste in
long
your mouth,
before he
dude.
began to make jokes. At this point in time, Logan was one of YouTube's most hated creators, so when he uploaded the video, it created the perfect
And, like,
storm
all
for
he
the
did,
entire
like,
world
anytime they record something, they're just harassing people out on the street level, like, for no reason.
The pressure put on Logan prompted the now iconic "So Sorry" apology.
I've made a severe,
out of how many?
continuous lapse in my judgment.
And while this video received over
And then he
60 million
immediately went to go
views, making
scam
it
people
quite
on
possibly the most
CryptoZoo.
well-known mistake in YouTube history. Logan
Actually,
was
no, he got into a
eventually
couple
able
of
to
other,
repair his reputation,
you know, he also
using some
abandoned a
very unique
pig.
strategies.
Oh, goodness. The controversies don't stop with him. I wonder what his next big failure is going to be. I guarantee you he's already working on it. Not a big failure, but his next big controversy. I wonder who's going to offend next. On the other hand, Jake has been, like, smacking left and right. Jake, dude, you're freaking balling out right now. Dude made how much money off of that fight that just... Oh, goodness.